Om Shanti. Today is a wonderful evening and good evening to all of you. Om Shanti. When we say this word Om Shanti, it's a word of self-awareness where we become aware of our true identity. And today, the subject that is chosen is also wonderful because in today's world, everyone is concerned of the actions and the deep philosophy behind karma. Because we all know human beings' speciality or human life speciality is actions. It is also said that our life is like a mirror, and the quality of our life is seen through this mirror of actions, through this karma. As such, also it is said, as you sow, so shall you reap. As much as you sow, so much will you reap. And accordingly, whatever quality you have sown, so you will reap again. So, when we talk of karma, in today's world, why people are concerned about their karma? Because every human being knows that during the life, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously, whatever actions they have performed are more based on some or the other waste or negativity. We can see the total atmosphere at the present time is negative everywhere. And so human beings are not very conscious when they perform their actions. And that's why afterwards they would say, it just happened. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. But let me tell you one thing, that whenever a person is performing karma, this activity, karma, is not alone by itself. There are other four activities that are connected, other three activities that are connected to karma. The first activity is there is a mental activity also going on before performing karma or while we are performing karma. There is an emotional activity also that is going along with it. We feel when we are doing. At the same time, there is an energy activity also which is involved. So whenever a person performs any karma, these are the four things that go together. Karma, physical activity, mental activity, emotional activity, and energy activity. Then only that karma is performed. Now, as I said, most of the time in today's world, when the whole world, we find that there is negative environment, negative energy. So, consciously, subconsciously, or unconsciously, most of the people are performing negative activity at the physical level, mental level, so emotional level, and the energy wise. And whatever we sow, we'll have to reap that. Anything that is done will come back our way, whether we wish or we do not wish. It is just like what We see in Australia the boomerang, which is used by the Aboriginals. When the boomerang is thrown, hitting the target, it comes back to that person. Similarly, our actions are also in the same way. But we do not know when it is going to come back. It depends on the intensity. While performing that karma, with what intensity we perform that karma, accordingly only with that intensity, it is going to come back to us. It reminds me that even in the ocean, whatever is thrown in the ocean, gradually it comes back onto the shores. Even if we have thrown far deep away, still with the waves, it comes back to the shore. So whatever we have done, any time, whether in this life, in the childhood times, or whenever, but it has to come back gradually. So I said it is all on the basis of the intensity with which I have done that karma, that it will come back so fast. One thing is, whenever a person does anything wrong to anyone, we all observe that at that moment also the inner happiness is lost. People do not have a happy feeling. They do not feel zeal and enthusiasm. They do not feel that lightness within. So the immediate reaction that we get whenever any wrong karma is performed, that our happiness is gone. At the same time, we find that the light feeling, the lightness that we were dancing while performing any good karma is not there. That is why in childhood we find that children are always dancing in happiness. They are full of energy because they do not perform any such action which is not good. Yes, and even in a childhood state, if a child does something wrong, it is not able to face the parents' face. They can't face them. And if the person is more working at the mental level, then we find that sometimes they land up in depression. If they are more working at the emotional level, then also their feeling of happiness, their feeling of that enthusiasm is gone from within. Until finally, they either cry out, either they say sorry. It was my mistake. I did this. But in today's age, yes, we teach our children that whenever they do wrong, they should say sorry for it. And when the moment they say sorry, the parents also accept them as they are and say, doesn't matter. They forgive them easily. But as we grow up, it is very easy. It has become very easy to say sorry now. Whenever anything happens intentionally or unintentionally, and we realize, we say sorry. And the person would also say, okay, it doesn't matter. It's done. But are we really feeling sorry for whatever we have done? Or was it just this word or this phrase that we used? So we have to realize, whenever we really feel sorry, we have to realize. Otherwise, again and again, we are going to commit those karma, we are going to perform those actions, hurting here, hurting there, hurting self, hurting others, hurting so many people around us. It is just like that when a person is driving a car, supposing you take up your car and are driving on the road, and then suddenly you feel like it is a very busy road, and you just close your eyes and you feel as if, let me drive my car closing my eyes. Within 1 or 2 seconds, you'll bump into something. And you get up and you say, okay, I'm sorry. Again, you start driving with your eyes closed. Again, you bump in. And these are accidents that are going to take place. It is going to hurt people every now and then. This is what our life has also become. We do karma, we feel sorry, say sorry, and then again we do karma, and again we hit someone. Means our some or the other sanskara or some or the other habit that we have developed in us, or some or the other impression that we are holding in us, it is going to bump or hurt so many people, and we are really not willing to give up that weakness that we are holding. And until and unless I do not give up, definitely it is going to hurt so many people, and one day it will come back to me in some way or the other. So that is why we find things are going wrong in our life. So many things are happening which just steals my happiness, steals my peace, steals my bliss, steals all the positive qualities in me, all the positive emotions in me. So let us open our eyes, means let us be conscious while we are performing our actions, so that I do not have to say sorry again and again to anyone. Now, whatever karma I have performed, good or bad, we all are aware of it, yes. If by the end of the day, if I just look at myself, look at my day, how my day passed, we can see very vividly that we have done many wrong karmas and right karmas. So now if I want to clear off my karmas, sorry is not enough, but realization. When I realize that throughout my day, there was this one particular sanskara which was functioning in each and every action, in each and every thought that I generated, in each and every emotions that were within me generated, and that had created that energy around me. So first of all, through proper realization, let me just let go that sanskara, that weakness that I was holding on to. The moment I would feel really sorry, then I would let go of. I would not hold on to it. Because this is the easiest way for me to clear some of my past karmas also. Then, during the day, maybe there are so many people who knowingly, unknowingly we have enacted with, and we have heard sometimes, or they have hurt us. So let me sit back and see all those who have hurt me during the day, which is just lingering there. This person should not have done like this. I am always good to him. How can he do this to me? How can they do this to me? So again, I'm holding on to something, someone else's weaknesses and what they have done to me. So if I realize that just as when I hold on to any weakness, I hurt someone and I hardly realize it. Similarly, they are also holding on to something which is hurting many around them, which is hurting them also. So at this moment, if I can sit back and with that realization, let me give up my weakness as well as that which I'm holding on to, that hurt which I'm holding on to, let me forgive that person also. The moment I start forgiving that person, many of my karmas start getting cleared out. The more we hold on to it, and with that grudge, definitely it is going to be such that whenever that person would again come in front of me, I may intentionally also give back. He had done that to me, so tit for tat. And we do that again to that person, knowingly. So let me just forgive them so that I do not hold on to that grudge and give them intentionally when I meet them again. The moment I would let go of and forgive, what would happen? I do not just settle my karmic account, I do not just clear off my karmic account, but at the same time, I make them also realize, because if they did something intentionally, unintentionally, something bad to me, and I can forgive them, and I give them something good, what will happen? It makes them also realize. And this is how our accounts are going to be cleared or settled. What happens when human beings come to this world, take birth, then we find that as we start performing actions from childhood till now, we have met thousands and thousands of people from our school life. So there is a huge web of actions that we have created. And this web is created in such a way that when it comes back, we feel as if the blow is there. But I do not remember, why did it happen to me only? Why has it got to happen with me only? These are the questions we start asking. But this is where actually the spiritual understanding comes in and helps us to realize the knowledge, the wisdom, opens my third eye to see what exactly the depth of karma is. So the moment I start understanding, and not only understanding the spiritual wisdom, but the spiritual wisdom gives me the enlightenment of my real identity. And I realize that yes, I am such a beautiful soul. This body was just a costume which I used to play my role on this world. And then I stabilize myself in that consciousness. And I start using my senses with an awareness. of being in that soul consciousness. When I say soul consciousness, we all have this opposite, soul consciousness and body consciousness. What do we understand by body consciousness or ego consciousness? When a person is in body consciousness while performing actions, or in ego consciousness while performing actions, what happens? We find that some or the other weaknesses are entangled in such a way and they function through the senses. So when we say soul consciousness, then the real identity of the soul is 7 core values. So when I stabilize myself in this soul conscious stage, then the 7 core values, that energy is released, and that disentangles all that which was done out of body consciousness. And when that energy just flows into that web of actions with human beings, we find that things start getting unknotted. The knots which were very powerfully tied, they start getting released. Because the positive energy of the soul is such that soul energy, when it goes through my senses into those actions, gradually they get disentangled, they get unknotted, and life becomes more easy. So, definitely we have to understand the karma philosophy, because anything that is happening to me at this time, maybe I can blame anyone. It is because of this person, it is because of this person, it is because of this situation, it is because of these circumstances that these things are happening. But remember one thing, the moment I point out my finger of blame to anyone, this person or this circumstance or this situation, means I totally disempower myself and give the locus of control in the hands of that person or that situation to totally take hold of my consciousness. And then they may be my driving forces. So instead of giving the locus of control in the hands of others, that means instead of giving your remote control in the hands of others, because they may switch anything and they may make you wild, they may make you mad, anyway. They may make you happy, anything can happen. So the first thing is, let me take back that remote control in my own hands. The moment I stabilize myself in this soul conscious stage, I take back the remote in my hand. And I do not lose my own control, but I am within my control. Then each and every action that I'm doing, it means I'm doing it consciously. Allowing that positive energy to just flow. Positive thoughts, so the mental fitness also is there. Emotionally also, I am taking charge of my life, and that energy around me also starts changing. We have seen certain people, wherever they go, they make people uncomfortable. They make people feel uncomfortable. And everyone feels, when is this person just going to leave? And there are certain people in our lives whom we are longing to see, we are longing to meet, we wait for them. And whenever they come near us also, as if we are charged, It is because they have charged their energy. And it gives us such a soothing feeling. And we feel, how come so fast time has passed by? Everybody in the world wants to listen to soothing music, isn't it? If I ask you, what type of music would you like to listen? You'd say something soothing. Maybe that creates energy, positive energy in the atmosphere. No one would like to listen to noises. But if we look at our lives, today it has become so noisy. There's so much of unwanted noises in our life of actions, which we are also not willing to listen to. So let us make our lives soothing music time. And that can only happen when we are in that soul conscious stage, generating positive energy around us. And each and every step that we take, each and every action that we perform, with positive thoughts filled in it, positive emotions filled in it, positive energy filled in it, and we find it starts giving that soothing feeling. It starts creating a symphony with others also. And that is what I want in my life. But now, how do I create or how do I clear those past karmic accounts? The only way I can do it is during this life, if I just reflect from childhood till now, what are those big unwanted karmas that I've done consciously or unconsciously? And in order to clear them out, definitely I need to confess. A beautiful technique that we are taught in the Brahma Kumaris are that we listen to the regular discourses, and in those discourses we are told that whenever you remember anything, any bad karma that we have done, look at all of them, and whatever you have done, write it down on a piece of paper, confessing it to God. Or either writing a letter to God. Let us write it, a letter, a beautiful letter to the Supreme Being, to God. The moment I write a letter to God and confess with a true heart of whatever wrong things I have done to anyone, and not only that, but at the same time, I ask for forgiveness from the Supreme as well as all those souls, let me immerse them in front of God. And with a true heart, I confess, I say sorry, ask for forgiveness from them also. When I'm able to do that, you find half of it, 50% of it is cleared off. With that, in that letter to God, I promise again never to repeat it. And then, yes, that confession, whatever I've done, 50% of it is just cleared off. I need to do that. I have an experience. I'd like to share that. It happened so about 25, 30 years back. I had a sort of a debate with a person, and it was like a tit for tat. So during that time, I was not aware of what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And I said certain words which hurt a person. It hurt him so much. That person stopped talking to me. Even if the person would see me coming from a place, immediately he would change his way, go to other person. And he holds such a grudge for me that anyone who would talk to me, he would see that he doesn't talk to that person as well, thinking somewhere or the other there is a friendship with me, so he would never talk with the other person also. Now it happened so that one day someone from his office came up to me and said, "Sister, would you like to come to our office?" So I knew that his boss would never appreciate, he would never like me going to the office and sitting there or sharing some wisdom there. So I told that sister, "I'm sorry. I would have loved to definitely, but either you take the permission from your boss." And so she just said, "No, he won't mind. He's a nice person." I said, "Yes, I know he's a nice person, but something went wrong some years back. So I think he may not like me coming to your place because I know all those people who get connected to me, he stops talking with them also. So either you take permission from him, or either it is better I not come there." So she said, "Okay." So I asked her, "If your boss is going to go out somewhere, in his absence, maybe I can take that courage and come to the office." But that day when I went home, I was little feeling discomfort. I shouldn't have said. That was a young sister, and she came with so much of enthusiasm, and she had so much of hope. And I shouldn't have said no to her. But at the same time, I know his boss would never like, the boss would never like and appreciate. So that day, early morning at Amrit Vela, I got up, and about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I sat in for meditation. And then in front of Baba, I immersed that soul. And in front of Baba, I confessed, "Baba, I know I was wrong. It is a long years that has passed by, about 25, 30 years now. But 30 years back, I said something which really hurt him. And I said it in front of everyone, which really hurt him. And so I think he is really upset with me all these years. And he's not able to just let go of it. But today, in front of you, in front of the Supreme, I immerse this soul. I say sorry with my heart, and never again I would ever do such a karma again." And I confessed everything in front of Baba also, in front of that soul also, and you won't believe the magic. As soon as I got up and came to my office, and you won't believe that sister came back and said, "Sister, I took your permission and my boss has accepted. So now would you come?" And I just couldn't believe. I said, "Okay." So around 10 o'clock, I went to her office, and everyone was sitting there waiting. I shared some wisdom and everything. And after that, a cup of coffee came for me. So I just asked that sister, "For whom?" So she said that, "Sister, this is for you." I said, uh, "But you were sitting here. Who made this coffee?" So she said, "My boss. And he has made this coffee specially for you. You'll have to drink it." So I said, wow, that's so great. I had that coffee, and as I was coming out of the door of the gate, he entered. I, the eyes met, and I said, thank you very much. The coffee was very good. And I could see how everything was just vanishing. Everything. That karma, which was 25 years, unknotted. There was a big knot, and it just like opened up. And you won't believe, after that, there are so many instances whenever anything happens, whenever any wisdom sharing has to be done, he would immediately call me, talk to me, sister, is it okay if you can come to my office or have this session with us, with all my people, if you can share something? And really, I just couldn't believe that. So confession done out of true heart and let go of that grudge, asking for forgiveness from Baba and from the soul. You won't believe, works wonders, works miracles. This is my personal experience. And similarly, there was another experience. Somebody else had done something wrong to me and really hurt me so much, so much. And after that, that person started blackmailing me. You won't believe. And it was to that extent that he was like um, trying to create such an account that would like he can defame me, and which really I thought is going to hurt me a lot. So that day again I tried this. I got up early in the morning at 3 o'clock, sat for meditation, and in front of Baba emerged that other soul also. Whatever had happened, I spoke out to God, spoke out to Baba, and I merged that soul and I said, I forgive you for whatever you have done. And I will no longer hold that in my heart now. I forgive, I let go, and you won't believe, again that day, by the end of the day, that person calls me and says, sorry, from today, I'll never ever hurt you, I'll never ever blackmail you. This is how it works. I have tested in my life and I have completely cleared out those past karmas which I have done. If I can see magic working there, magic can work anywhere, but it has to be done with true heart. Definitely. Today in the world, all souls are so weak because of the body consciousness that they are in, that something or other is not working well with them as well in their life. Their life has become a chaos. So, where to start and how to start? Definitely, just sit back, relaxed, and through meditation, we can heal ourselves, we can clear out our mess, our chaos that is there in our life, in this life. Whatever is of the past, we shall see next time maybe how to clear those things. But at the present, let me just help you with whatever we have done, because we know our life in the present time. So it is easy for us to first clear out this life's things, then we shall continue with the past lives also. Because in some of the philosophies, there is a belief of past life carried forward. But in some of the philosophies, at least, we shall handle our this life's situation and all the chaos, and let me clear out all that. So for a few minutes, let us just sit in meditation and sit relax. Focus your attention on any point in front of you, realizing that you are not this physical body, but you are the master of your physical senses. You are a beautiful being in the body, residing in the center of the forehead, sparkling like a diamond. This body is just like an instrument. As I stabilize myself in soul consciousness, I allow the positive energy to flow. I realize that I am a pure being. I am a peaceful being. I am peaceful. I am loveful. I allow the energy of love to just flow through my senses, in all relationships. With my inner eye, I can visualize each one as a beautiful soul. I generate compassion, mercy to all those souls around me. Let me benefit each and every soul with the wisdom that I have. And as I share that wisdom with everyone, let me help them also untangle their karmic accounts with so many people. As I connect my mind and intellect to the Supreme Being, I take the energy from the Supreme and recharge myself so that with that energy, help others. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Any questions?
Thank you, Sister Usha. Such a beautiful meditation experience and insightful talk. We do have some time for question answers. And thanks to all who mailed us with questions. Because we started 10 minutes late, we will be able to take 10 minutes extra.
Yeah.
I request the audience to have that permission.
Yes, sure.
And so the first question is, why do some arrogant and rude people never face any problems in life? They always seem to live in prosperity, unaffected by their karma. Do they ever face their karma in this life?
Yes. You may feel that an arrogant person is living happily in his life, but it never happens so. Once a person is in that state of arrogance, he's generating negative energy, and that negative energy can never allow him to be happy, can never have that happy feeling inside. Because the moment he's hurting so many people, he is hurting himself also. He cannot stay without that hurt. But the only thing is that he is trying to live in a superficial manner, trying to show people I'm unaffected for whatever I have done. And not now, but gradually, whenever we find, like if I sow any seed today, it is not immediately that tomorrow I'm going to get the fruits of it. I have to wait. I have to, whenever a seed is sown, then we plow also, we put manure also, we put some water also, and everything that is given, then it will grow up. And there are flowers and then the fruits. It has to come back. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, it is beautifully said that fruits are like shadows. Any karma that is done, the fruit is like the shadow. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, you go on doing your karma and the shadow is following.